What is up, everyone? My name is Nathan, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use split toning to create an image like this from an image like this. Alright, so first off, you'll see down here below HSL, tone curve, and basic tabs, you have split toning. And this tab, it's kind of a more creative tab, and not every image that you edit should use split toning. However, in images something like this, where there is some color that I just want to bring out and maybe create color, maybe different shade or so, then it's a good candidate. Alright, so starting off, you'll see that we've got highlights and shadows that we're working with here. We've got hue and saturation and a balance for both. Alright, so right here, you'll see that there's a little gray box. If you click that box, you'll see that there is a color picker tool, and it allows you to select a color and saturation from any range in this tool. Alright, and as you see I do this, the color of the image starts to change, but it's not everything. It's only highlights right now. Now granted, this image is mostly highlights. It is changing quite a bit, but trust me, it's only changing the highlights. If you look at the shadows here, they're not being affected. Alright, so when I shot this image, I wanted to go for more of a red feel, and as you can see, this is without it. I got some red, and I did have a colored gel with a flash over here, but I wanted a bit more red, so I'm going to take the highlights, bring them up about there. Alright, that seems pretty good to me. The higher you drag in this tool, the more saturation the color receives. Alright, and the lower it is, the less saturation and less apparent it's going to be. Alright, so you just click out of that, and you'll see that so far it has affected our highlights to be a bit more red. Alright, and then down here, you'll see our shadows. Same exact process, except this is only going to affect our shadows. So instead of going straight red for everything, that kind of looks like a way oversaturated image, I think I'm going to add a little bit of blue. Red and blue create more of a cinematic look, and I think it looks nice. So I'm just going to add maybe that much right there. Alright, and right in between these two tools, you see that there's a balance slider. And what balance does is if you go to the left, that means only the shadows are being affected in the image, and the highlights are not even affecting the image. And if you go way to the right, you'll see that it's only the highlights that you see. So this allows you to fine-tune how much of the highlights and how much of the shadows you want to see in the image. So I think for this image, it looks a bit cooler if there's just slightly more highlights than shadows. So I'm going to leave it like that. And that's the split toning tool. As you can see, if we toggle it on and off, this is what we did. We just brought out some color and made it pop a little bit more. Also, something to note, when you change split toning, you also affect your histogram. As you can see, this is all your colors, and this is where most of the exposure is right here. If I toggle that on and off and you watch that, it pushes more of the exposure up to the highlights. So just be aware of that. We're probably clipping some stuff here in the original photo, and maybe some of these bubbles are obviously clipped, but that's just something to be aware of. So that's it. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you learned some more things about the split toning tool, and that you can use some of these techniques in your own images.